What a year Disney is having, huh? They have another disastrous film on their hands with Dial of Destiny. We're going to go over that in a second. But there's something really funny going on with the review sites. So Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score for Dial of Destiny is at 88%. It's actually at 81 when you take in all audience. But doesn't that seem kind of high? Because I don't see anybody saying anything good about this film. When I look all over Twitter and other social media sites, the conversation around this movie is that it's bad. And the reason that I'm even bringing this up is because if you go over to Metacritic and you look at it, look at where the score is for the movie over here. A much more realistic 4.5 user score. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Seems like over here, people don't really care for the movie, but over on Rotten Tomatoes, people do. I'm really just wondering what's going on here with this. Is there a little fortification going on over at Rotten Tomatoes? We know they're willing to play ball with studios, especially Disney. They've changed the way that they do reviews because of Disney. They did it with Captain Marvel. Changed the whole way they do review scores over here because of Captain Marvel. So it's just funny to see them do this. And it's always with a Disney movie. Disney gets the most protection out of anybody out there. But I don't think they're going to get too much protection anymore because you cannot deny that something is going on with this brand. Something is going on with Disney. People just aren't turning out for these movies anymore. You have yet another failure for them. This movie is going to be the biggest flop they've had in a long time. They've had a lot of flops, but this one's special. This one's special because of the budget and the fact that you've got a legacy character here, Indiana Jones, very beloved franchise, even though a lot of younger kids, they don't know anything about him. They haven't done anything with this character in a long time. I was watching a stream a minute ago, and they were talking about how they haven't put anything out for this character. No comics. There's been no movies, no video games, really. Since whenever Crystal Skull came out, there's been nothing. There's been no hype to keep this character alive since then. It's been 42 years since Raiders of the Lost Ark was in theaters. Crystal Skull came out in the early 2000s. There was no relevancy for this character anymore. And you trot him up as an old man that yells at kids. This movie's awful, by the way. You want my review score for this? 1 out of 10. Took me 2 days to watch this movie. It's slow. Its pacing is jarring. There's plot holes all over the movie. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is unbearable. She's the worst part of this movie. I did a video after this movie premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. And people were pointing out that her character was unbearable and they didn't like her. And people were whispering when she was on air because they didn't like her or they just were bored by her. It's true. She ruins this movie. She's very unlikable. She has no charisma. She's not attractive. So the whole time you're looking at this underwhelming, annoying woman running around on the screen, making fun of him the whole movie, by the way. The whole movie she makes fun of him. She makes fun of him the whole movie, calls him old and useless and a joke. And she's supposed to be, they're using him to push her over to make her the lead. And they want to do sequels with her. They wanted to do that TV series. Who do you think was going to star in that? You've got Kathleen Kennedy running around saying, oh, we are gonna have a franchise with no Indiana Jones. It's going to be Phoebe Waller-Bridge. You think people are going to want to watch that? I don't know how Kathleen Kennedy gets to keep working. This is going to be yet another flop for her. But look at Disney now. Elemental, Lightyear, Strange World, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Part 3, or whatever they called it. King, I forget what they called that full movie, but that movie flopped. Now this movie. Flop after flop after flop after flop. Almost $1 billion lost at the box office. Probably over $1 billion now, thanks to this, because this is one of the most expensive movies ever made. So this makes this a special kind of flop. But these numbers are just awful. Awful numbers. All the outlets are running with it. Indiana Jones 5 dials down to 60 million box office opening. Box office. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny stumbles with 60 million debut. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny's clocks soft 130 million global bow. That's how much it made. This is over 5 days of tracking, ladies and gentlemen, because we're actually in a holiday weekend. Do you know what Tuesday is? It's July 4th. This is a holiday movie, 5-day tracking. This thing is only at 130 million. I tried to be generous, said it could maybe go to 200. Not going to happen. And then you take in next weekend, you got a big drop coming. A big drop. And this movie has next weekend all to itself. And then the third weekend, forget about it. Mission Impossible drops. This movie's done. In fact, it's going to be outperformed by Solo. Solo is going to be seen as done better at the box office than this movie. Indiana Jones 5 opening weekend box office ends up even worse than Solo. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny opens at lower end of projections, a disappointing result that was outperformed by Solo, a Star Wars story. Solo lost money. Look at this. And they're trying to come up with excuses. Why is it tanking so hard? It's tanking so hard because nobody knows who this character is anymore. You haven't done anything with him in a long time. You got Phoebe Waller-Bridge running around in it. Nobody wants to watch Indiana Jones get made fun of for an entire movie. Everybody at Lucasfilm should be fired. And they should be fired because this isn't the first time they screwed up. A lot of people at Disney should be fired too. How the hell stockholders are not calling for their jobs, I don't know. Because Disney's stock has been downgraded. That's another one that's happened. It's going to get downgraded again because look at this shit. Look at this promotional poster for the Marvels, their next big movie. You think this movie's going to do good? Whew. Brie Larson looks like she got to take a shit. This is awful. This is going to be a catastrophic failure for them too. Because no one's watching Secret Invasion. That movie's got awful numbers too. So it's about to get even worse for Disney. And I'm here for it. I'm telling you, I am here for it. I think it's great. They have lost their magic. They want to run around and get involved in very divisive politics and put their 2 cents into it and put all that bullshit in movies and no one's turning out for them anymore. Boo-hoo. You did it to yourself. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you in the comments. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, and share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.